trying to pump my suction cup tripod to my window. Should I show you guys what I've got going on here? Like how I am filming in my car? I'll edit a clip in from my phone so you can see, because I always think that seeing that perspective is always fun. Okay, so this is what I do. This seems to be the best spot for it. Sometimes I put it here, and I've been thinking about trying to put it here as well, but this seems to be the best spot because you can see Fern and Ivy. Yes, Ivy. She doesn't like the camera. And yeah, it's kind of good for me. I just have to figure out like how to get it high enough so that I'm actually in the frame. So I'm gonna figure that out now. I have not checked my hair or anything like that since I got back from the farm, so this might be a situation. It was rainy out this morning, and that causes my hair to go really, 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 really frizzy. So we're just gonna hope that it's not a total nightmare. I have been wearing my Jersey hat. If you guys watched that vlog where I rehomed Gus, the little black pug, I was wearing my Jersey hat in that whole entire vlog, so I've been wearing that, but yeah, hopefully that's not too bad. So, do you guys remember this summer, if you were watching, like if you were following along with my pet sitting vlogs, I discovered like a curling wand, a curling iron, is that what they're called? Like it's like a curling wand for the first time ever, and I learned how to use it with like the right products and stuff like that, and I've never had my hair look or feel that good before. It was so soft. My hair is like really, really thick, so when it's actually smoothed out and like styled, it's really nice, and it's like super long, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. It didn't actually take me like a super long time to do it, so I kind of became a bit obsessed with it and dependent on it, and after having my hair be so smooth and so pretty, it was really hard to go back to having my hair either air dried or wearing it in this like shitty little top bun, which is how I wear it most of the time. But what ended up happening, this was my first experience with heat damage, with true heat damage, and it made it so that my hair started breaking off in little pieces, and now I have these like little, it's not too bad now because I just put it up in like a fresh little bun, but I have so much hair breakage, it's insane. When I'm in the shower, all these little pieces just come out. It's not like full strands of hair, it's just like broken pieces, individual pieces. So I need to put my hair through some like hair rehab. I actually threw the curling wand in the garbage and made sure I like jammed it into a bunch of like gross, nasty stuff in there so I wasn't tempted to like pull it back out again, so that I wouldn't be tempted to curl my hair again, because I love the feeling of it at first. It's just not worth the consequences of doing it. My relationship with my hair is obviously an ongoing one, but this current situation that I've been dealing with the curling and the styling, the over-dependency on that has reminded me a bit of The Substance. If you guys watch that movie with Demi Moore, she suffers the consequences of taking the juice out of her spine to like look youthful. That's gonna sound really messed up if you haven't seen it. If you do see it, or if you have seen it, that's what it reminds me of. There are just like severe consequences if I want my hair to look really, really nice. But anyway, okay, that's not how I expected the intro to this video to go. Today's Monday, so I go and milk a neighboring farmer's cows on Monday mornings. I've been doing this since the very beginning of the year. So it's March 31st, so I've actually been doing this for 3 months straight, every single Monday. The arrangement or the opportunity or the situation kind of came into my life after a period of trying to reach this farmer in particular, to just ask if I could have a look around and meet her cows, and she has sheep there too, and I was just curious to know sort of like how she, I don't know, manages things, and like I was just interested to take a tour of like how she does things. And she invited me over to do that. I got to kind of like shadow her and like see what was going on and get the vibe of her farmland and see where all of her little animals go. And she has a small herd of cows. And so it was just really, really exciting to me, but it was more of a extracurricular activity, I guess, at the beginning of the year. But then she ended up asking me if I would be willing to train as a relief milker for her, like for her family milk cows. And I am still so incredibly honored that she asked me if I would be interested in doing that. I think she probably sensed my obsession with these cows. I am always so excited when I see cows in a field from the road, and where we live here in the West Kootenays, there are a lot of them. So they're mostly beef cattle. I am particularly extremely drawn to dairy cows. I don't know what it is. I have become completely infatuated with the world of dairy farming, but not like conventional dairy farms, like nothing like that. Actually, the complete fucking opposite of that. I've become obsessed with small scale regenerative dairy farming. I think it is the most magical spiritual thing that I have ever experienced in my life. So it has been a complete and total joy going to milk these cows. But for the first 2 months, when I was like really under, not surveillance, but like under this farmer's eye, like she was really showing me how to do it. It's not so much actually just milking the cows. It's more so sanitation and cleaning and all of these, like all of the stuff you have to do before and after. That's what takes the most time. And that's what was the most confusing to me and took me like the longest amount of time to learn. But anyways, it was this pretty intensive 2-month period. Every Monday, once a week, I was there for probably about 3 or 4 hours because I was very, very slow at first. I shadowed her for the first little while, and then she started kind of letting me do the things. And it was sort of like one small thing and then another and then another and then another. And she was a really, really great coach, like, and teacher. Like, she was very, very patient and understanding and helpful. Never once made me feel stupid. Let me ask a million questions. Like, she really gave me a lot of space for fucking up, and there was a lot of that. And there were a couple of times towards the beginning of the year where I had so much anxiety on Sunday evening going to bed. Like, I did not want to go. I was so embarrassed. Like, I was so nervous. I wanted to throw up. I felt nauseous. Like, I know this is weird, but like, that's just how I respond to new things. Like, when I'm not familiar with them, I sort of like doubt my ability to do things independently, or I feel like I'm going to get it wrong, or like something's just not clicking, or I don't understand. And that's why I was so grateful for her leadership and her teaching, assuming that position as kind of like a coach, teacher, mentor, because she really quelled those inner fears for me when it came to my inner critic, like telling me that, I don't know, I wasn't good enough, or that I didn't, I was stupid, or like I wasn't understanding something properly. So anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I really had to push through some discomfort at the beginning. And when I came out the other side of that, the feeling of accomplishing something after learning something new and uncomfortable feels so good. I don't know. I felt so incredibly proud of myself. And I think the most special part of that is that I was the one who felt proud of me. Like, it came from me. That pride and validation and sort of like, celebration of what I had done came from nobody. It didn't come from the farmer. It hasn't really come from anybody but me, knowing that I had to push through that discomfort that I felt. There were times where I almost like wanted to quit. Like, I was so close to sending this farmer an email and just being like, hey, I don't think this arrangement is working. Like, I felt really uncomfortable at certain times, and I doubted that I would be able to pull it off. And it's not that what I'm doing over there is very complicated or is very difficult even, but it was just overwhelming, the amount of information that I had to take in. And like I said, it wasn't so much handling the cows and leading them in from the barn to the pasture and kind of like figuring out where they go out to pasture after being milked. It was more so the chemicals and the cleaning equipment and just like the procedural things that were really, really overwhelming to me. I am so proud of myself for sticking with it. That sort of first initial training period, I would say the first 2 months, January and February, were really uncomfortable. It wasn't until the beginning of March. So this is my 4th time milking. I've been calling it Milkmaid Mondays. This is my 4th Monday this month, probably the 4th time in a row that I have been able to go to the farm and kind of like open up the milk parlor and open up the barn and actually like start the day with this milking process completely independently without her there at all. And that has felt so incredibly satisfying and so incredibly fulfilling that I know how to do everything that needs to be done from beginning to end. So I went pretty hardcore during like my learning process. I was taking videos of everything that this farmer was doing so that I could reference them. She said it was okay. I cleared that with her. So is it okay if I film you doing this so that I can go home and take notes? And then I would have like self-guided study sessions, and I made like an entire study guide on everything that needs to be done. Like all of the cleaning, all of the steps. There's actually 33 steps for the cleaning procedures that need to be done afterwards. But it goes from I created sections. I went like opening the parlor, pre-cleaning the machine, actually milking, like proper storage procedures, and then the post-milking cleaning process. And then how to close up the parlor and like store everything safely. So I bring this with me. I got little page protectors for it the last time I was in Calgary, and printed it off and put it all in there. So I take this with me every time I go. And today was actually the first day that I didn't have to reference it. Like I didn't actually have to go through it because I just had memorized the steps for how to do this. And it's such an incredible feeling of accomplishment. And I am so excited and happy that I have learned this skill. But now I need a dairy cow. Like I need a dairy cow more than anything else on planet Earth, I think. Like this has become like my ultimate thing, having a family milk cow. I started following so many people, so many homesteads and farms on Instagram recently of people that have family milk cows and like work with their cows, with milking and calving and all, cattle related, cow related animal husbandry duties. But then I've been following along with a lot of cheesemakers and a lot of people who are working with raw milk in the kitchen. So I've been learning a ton about that. I've been learning about clabber. I have been fermenting the own milk that I'm bringing home into kefir. I have really been wanting to experiment with making like really easy, super easy cheeses. I wanted to make some cottage cheese or some farmer's cheese or some butter cheese or like just some really easy, simple cheeses. I want to make some homemade mozzarella. Like I am obsessed with dairy cows. I cannot even, I don't know. This just happened. This is like a new thing. I started to become obsessed with cows when I was farm sitting last year and I was taking care of Astrid, who's my friend Jade's like little mini cow. I don't even know the breed, but I'm learning about like the different breeds and the type of milk that they produce and also like what their temperaments are and what, I don't know, just like their behavior and all of their little quirks and their personalities and stuff. It is just fascinating to me. And I fantasize all the time about having my own family milk cow that I could handle and love and give like all the animal reiki to all the time in gratitude and reverence for everything. Just this symbiotic relationship between human and cow. Like I just think it is the most friggin' spiritual thing. I'm obsessed with it. I've also been doing a lot of reading about the conventional dairy industry in Canada and how it is controlled and just like how it all works. I've also been doing a lot of reading on regenerative and biodynamic farming. So I'm learning about the roles that cattle and cows and other animals play in those type of systems. I'm learning a lot about, this isn't like super new stuff. I've always been into this stuff, but the actual details and the particular like thought leaders and people in this kind of like field, I don't know what you call it, a field, community, whatever, in movement, I guess you could call it. I'm really just like zoned in and focused on reading and learning and listening to people talk about things like food sovereignty and food security and local food systems and just the way that the government and bureaucracy keeps that very difficult for a lot of communities and a lot of individuals and a lot of people in the public in general. So that's my head has just been wrapped around this 110%. Like I shouldn't say 110%, or 95%. The other 5% is completely dedicated to the girls, of course. Yeah, it's become like my whole world. Like I wake up thinking about cows and I go to bed thinking about cows, and it's amazing. I brought home another big, beautiful, fresh jar of milk from the 2 cows that I milked this morning, which is like another thing I just like I don't have the words for my gratitude and like my awe for what I'm doing. It's hilarious to me. This is just so, I don't know if this is Aries or what this is, but of course I don't just find a source for fresh milk. I learned how to milk the goddamn cow myself. So I'm like bringing this milk. I get this beautiful milk from these cows that I know their names, and I touch them when I'm milking them, and oh god, the whole thing. Like it almost brings me to tears. So anyway, I brought home another big mason jar full of milk, and I've been working with it in the kitchen, as I was kind of just talking about before. So one of the things I've been doing is I've been making kefir, and kefir, I'm sure some of you guys might know of it. It's a fermented drink. You can either do water kefir or you can do milk kefir. So I've obviously been working with milk kefir. I ended up getting these little packages of powder. You can get kefir culture in little baggies of powder. You can also get milk kefir grains. I cannot find milk kefir grains anywhere. I saw some listed on Etsy, but I don't know what the deal is. I think it's because they're live. I'm still sort of learning. Like I think water kefir grains are different than milk kefir grains. But anyway, I haven't quite had the opportunity to figure that out or work with grains. So I've just been using these little packages that I got from Kootenai Co-op the last time I was in Nelson. It's like a powdered kefir cultured starter or whatever. So I've been playing around with culturing raw milk, and I put in a little packet. I've done this for the past 3 weeks. When I get my fresh milk, I pour some of it into a smaller jar, and then I put a package of this kefir powder in there, and I let it ferment at room temperature on the counter are on the table for 3 days. And it basically turns into like this thin yogurty kind of consistency, sour, tangy drink. So when you put raw milk on the counter at room temperature, it turns into what's called clabber. And clabber is essentially soured milk. And so many chefs and culinary experts and different cultures around the world uses soured milk in things like baking and cooking and just various recipes. It's a culture. You can use clabbered milk culture in cheese making. Clabbered milk culture to cheese is like sourdough starter is to sourdough bread. And so anyways, I've been playing with these things. I don't get to take very much milk. It's like I think it's like a 2-liter jar, but I have sort of just been experimenting in the different ways that I can with it. So this kefir, okay, it is so freaking delicious. I cannot even tell you. So I ferment it for 3 days, and then I keep an eye on it, and I look at it and I smell it and stuff like that to make sure everything's all good. And then on the 3rd day, I give it like a really, really, really aggressive shake, and I put it in the fridge and I chill it, which stops the fermentation process for overnight, like for 8 or 12 hours or whatever. And so that's what I did last night with this last jar that I got from the previous week. And then what I've been doing is I've been blending that up with things like frozen or fresh berries, vanilla extract, sea salt, honey, like fresh, local, unpasteurized raw honey from the Kootenays. I also add a scoop of colostrum powder, which I picked up from Kootenay Co-op and shared in one of my last vlogs where I went to Nelson to do my laundry, and I blended up into this like insanely highly nutritious, like nutritionally dense fermented dairy smoothie. It's the things that I've been focused on in my life right now, I don't even have the words for. I'm so full of just like gratitude and abundance, which is so interesting considering how little I actually have in my life right now. My life and the things that I choose to focus on and like consume into my body are so full of life and so rich and so abundant, and I can just feel it energetically, like in every cell of my body. I know it seems really weird. Like I haven't been able to get it out of my head, this idea of sharing this drink with you. I wanted to share this drink with you on YouTube. So today, I just got back from milking at around 10:30. So that was actually 2 hours ago. I went inside, I had a little bite to eat, said hello to Jessie, and then I came out here to start talking to the camera. Fern and Ivy are here with me, obviously, and we're heading down into town because I actually have to grab some berries because I want to make this drink. It's sort of like my Milkmaid Monday ritual. So that's actually what we're going to do today. I have to grab a bag of dog treats from the pet food store here in town because I'm all out. I'm gonna grab some raw dog food. I'm sort of a little bit interested in what's going on at this pet store here because they discontinued the raw dog food that I've usually been picking up from them for the past since we've been here. And they were supposed to be getting some new brand in. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go check out the scene and see what the situation is with that. And then we're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna walk Fern and Ivy, take them for a little walk, a little stroll down there. I know we're already at 34 minutes into this video, but I actually I don't care anymore. I do not care anymore. But yeah, let's head into town. Are you girlies ready to go? Does Mom talk too much? No, Mom doesn't talk too much. She talks just the right amount. Look who we've got here. Sophie! There she is. There's a Sophie girl. Hi, sweet. Is that your ball? Are you playing chuck it? Yeah, you're a good girl. Ready? Ready to go for a little walk at the beach? Hey? Alright. Okay. Okay, so we made it to the park. I can't film bringing them over here because I have to carry them both across the street by hand. We don't have any collars or leashes at this stage in the game. So we've got our favorite little spot by the shed here. And then I think just for the purpose of this vlog, I'm just going to quickly take you guys down to the water. We don't actually usually go down the beach as far as the water's edge that often because it's quite the trek. And I have taken you guys down here before. I have a vlog where Jessie and I took Fern and Ivy down along the sand and the beach down yonder that hopefully you guys have seen. But just for today, we will quickly go down to the water's edge and maybe go splash around, make contact before we head to our next destination, the post office. Come on, girlies. Isn't this place crazy? It reminds me of another planet. I mean, it reminds me of Earth, but a pretty cool spot on Earth. I love it. It's so ethereal. Anyways, we're kind of still far away from the water. All right, we finally made it down to the water's edge. It's so sandy down here. It's so pretty. I don't get a lot of this type of sand in like Canada as a whole, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I have no idea if that's true, but at least in BC, definitely in Alberta. Lots and lots of rocks, but sand like this, like soft sand, not so common. So the girls made it. It is quite the trek. So this lake is a man-made lake. It's just a big puddle, basically, a flooded puddle. But the water rises. Do we see this thing right here, right there? Do you see that? Right there? That's a swimming dock. And so the water actually rises. We haven't been here long enough to see this happen, but it rises all the way up to that swimming area. Those logs all along there is the public swimming beach. And so we're just sort of waiting to see at what point the water actually rises, like they open a dam and let this open up. But isn't this gorgeous? It's a little bit cloudy today, but yeah, so pretty. So I thought what we would do is just come down, tap the water. Just feel it. It's so cold. And now that we've said hello, we can make our way back. How does that sound? Poor little Ivy gave up. She wasn't able to make it the whole way. This is our fern wheel drive hill. It is steeper than it looks on camera, but we'll see if we can get a fern wheel drive. It's actually so steep, like we'll see if we can get a fern wheel drive out of Fern if she has enough juice left in her. Come on, Fern. You gonna kick it into fern wheel drive? Do you want a treat? Do you want to go home for treats? That was a long walk. I'm not sure if she's gonna do it. Come on, Fern. Come on. Yes. There it is. Good girl. All right, we made it. There we go. And there we go. Nice work, my girls. Girlie's tired. You seem a little tired. All right, so I just got home. I did get a gigantic bag of Mandala Growers blueberries from Mandala Growers Blueberry Farm. This farm is in the Okanagan, I think Mara, BC. Whenever I've driven through the Okanagan, I always drive by this blueberry farm. So these are local-ish blueberries. These are what I'm gonna blitz in with the raw milk kefir that I have waiting for me in the fridge with the honey and vanilla and sea salt and all that really super yummy stuff. So that's what we're gonna head inside to do here in a second. Picked up 2 bags of dried beef liver. This is pretty much the only treat that I give the dogs. It's one ingredient, dried beef liver. Bites, we were totally out, and for Ivy we're not okay with that. So it feels nice to be stocked up on that. And then I was talking to you guys about the raw food, the new raw food that this pet store got in. It turns out that it's Canine Choice. Not my favorite, but better than nothing. So that's the brand there. And then I opened it up because I wanted to double check what the patties were. And they're actually like these squares. I'm not a big fan of this. So they look like that. You can kind of see. I like it when raw dog food is individually packaged, preferably like what is it? Like freeze packaged, not suction. What is it called? Like when it's suctioned, the plastic is suctioned to the portions. This makes it so that the patties, or the squares, I guess, get freezer burn. I don't like that. So, I don't know. But, on the same hand, I'm really grateful that we at least have something in the village that we live in. So we're just gonna, we're just gonna give it a try. But for now, you girls are too cute. Do you want to go inside? Yeah, we'll go inside. We'll go inside, give the girls some treats, and then we will whip up this yummy drink that I haven't been able to stop talking about this entire time. We just have a deep freeze here. This used to be inside, but we moved it out here. This is just where we keep our storage. I'm lucky that we even have a little covered space here. So I brought in the bucks, and this is where I keep the raw dog food that we used to get in these individually sealed packages. Some of my food prep and stuff like that is down there. So this is where I keep all of my stuff and the dog stuff. But to be fair, when these are cut in squares, they are a lot more efficient to store and to stack. But because I'm just doing this with one hand. Okay, no, that's perfect. So I'll just, like that, and there we go. It's the best we can do. Okay, bring that inside. Okay, we're back inside with my sweet little fake log cabin wall. We're gonna take this down, I think. It was just to try and create a set for doing sit-down talking head videos, but it wasn't really my vibe. So anyways, looks kind of funny right there. Girlie Goos are back. Hey, we're winding down. I think because the kitchen is so dark, I think what I'm gonna do for the sake of showing you how I blitz up this drink is actually do it here, because there is so much more nice natural light coming in through this beautiful window that faces the barn. I think I'm actually just gonna literally bring out my blender here. I'll plug it in underneath. This is my little writing office space. It's where I'll be editing this vlog later. So that's what we're gonna do. Hey? Yeah. So the lighting is still kind of a little bit janky here, I think, but it's better than the kitchen. So I just wanted to sort of share each thing that I have here. This is the Kefir starter and the yogurt starter that I got. I keep these in the fridge. I haven't started with yogurt because I don't have a super proper way to incubate yogurt. And also I am learning about whether or not or how I have to heat the raw milk to actually make specific consistencies of yogurt. So I feel like I just have to learn a little bit more about this, but the kefir is so easy as it is. It's just one little packet that I just drop right in there. So let's show you. This is the jar of raw milk that I brought home today. We're not using this right now. I just brought it out to show you because I love it and it makes me very happy. And then this jar is the kefir that I made from last week's milk. So let me try and open it here. Hang on. So it's got this really yogurty kind of consistency to it. It's super thin and runny, but definitely thicker. I don't know if you can really see that properly in the light here. But anyways, this is what we are making the base of this yogurt kefir, raw milk kefir drink that I've been making. So I'm gonna pour this into here just to measure it. If it seems a little bit chunky, it's probably because it is. I know that freaks people out, but it's really not a big deal. I'm gonna throw this in here. Like that. Delicious. And then the other things I have here are this kind of like, this is just like basic, oh yeah, it is dark, isn't it? Like basic Clubhouse vanilla extract. Usually I like to use a little bit of a higher quality vanilla extract, but I just found this randomly in like the baking cupboard, so I have been throwing it in there. But I've also been adding in my vanilla cream stevia drops to make it even more vanilla-y and like sweeter. Redmond real salt is literally the only salt that I use. This stuff is so friggin' good. I put this on everything. And then I have this really beautiful jar of honey bee zen Kootenai 1000 Blossoms wildflower honey, local raw unpasteurized honey, which is just a beautiful, beautiful thing to put in there. And then the other thing I forgot to grab is this. This is colostrum powder. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with colostrum powder, but colostrum is basically the first milking after a cow gives birth. New Earth Organics, I know the owner of this company. I met him and have a personal connection with him when I was working at the Light Cellar in Calgary, so I'm always so happy to see his products on the shelf out here in the Kootenays. So yeah, this is an ethically sourced colostrum, harvested from cows at their first milking after their little baby calves have had their share. This stuff tastes like freaking vanilla ice cream. So you put a scoop of this in any smoothie and it's so good, but I find just with this, like the raw milk kefir and all of the vanilla and the saltiness and the honey, like holy shit, you guys. And then we're going to put the Mandala Growers blueberries in there for some blueberry fruit flavor. So yeah, let's get this going. I don't really have a super specific amount for the blueberries. I was just gonna kind of eyeball it. Okay, that's good. And then the colostrum powder looks like powder. So frigging delicious. The vanilla stevia, I'm not going to put too much of this in because I'm putting honey in as well, but a solid dropper full for sure. The honey, I'm going to attempt to do this with one hand, but I don't know how I'm going to do this. How do I do this? Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, can you see? A teaspoon, there we go, of honey. There we go. Nice. All right. I'm gonna put in a tiny little bit of this vanilla extract. Like that. And then the Redmond real salt. I'm not super shy with this stuff. There we go. Okay. Holy shit, I'm excited. I haven't tried this with blueberries yet. The last fruit I did was strawberries. So we're gonna turn this on. Ivy's gonna absolutely hate it, just FYI. Yeah, let's turn that on. Okay, I think that's good. Let's take off the lid here. Oh my gosh. This color is gorgeous. Oh my god. That's so pretty. Okay, are we ready? Holy fuck, there's so much extra in there. Okay, let's start with this. I'm just gonna sit down on the couch in my log cabin and we're gonna try this for the first time together. Hey, Fern? Like words, there are no words. It is so good. Like you can feel the life force in it, if that makes sense. I know that might sound really, really stupid, but it's not. I swear to God, it's not. I know you would like that, Fern. I know that for a fact. Yum. Oh, is that flavorful? Oh, a little taste. Ivy, do you want a little taste? It's okay. I know it's overwhelming, isn't it? There. Just a little taste. Yeah, I don't know if you guys like share your drinks and your food with your dogs. It personally doesn't bother me at all whatsoever, but it freaks a lot of other people out, including Jessie. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy this with the pugs. When I'm done, I think Jesse will be back from his walk, and I'm just gonna meet you back out in the car because I'm gonna show you guys a couple things and maybe just talk about a couple of extra things before I sign off and like close off the vlog today. So I don't know. I'll see you in like a second. It is hotter than I expected in the car. Because there's a ray of sunshine coming in right here, and holy moly, it is cooking. So I just left Fern and Ivy inside. Jesse should be back from his walk like any minute. Like I'm assuming he'll probably just sneak up on me at the window here in the middle of filming. In the sake of this vlog being extremely long, I know I say I don't care anymore, but I'm also still like at least a little bit cognizant of how actually long these are and how much I've been filming. I just wanted to do like a little kind of show and tell from some things that I've received this week. The first is a birthday gift from my friend Julie. Oh shoot. Okay, I dropped one of the things I wanted to share with you under the seat. And Jesse's back from his walk.
Still in the car?
No, I just got back in the car. I was in the shack making a smoothie.
Oh yeah.
And then I just got out to the car to wrap up my vlog.
When do I get the car?
When do you get the car?
Yeah.
To go on a road trip?
No, to go get turkey.
Oh, just for today. Like right after I'm done. I'm almost done.
Okay.
Yeah.
No frogs.
No frogs.
Dead quiet.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the time of day.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Another thing is there's a much bigger toad migration at Summit Lake than there is at Fish Lake.
Really?
Summit Lake's only 10 minutes away.
Okay, well maybe that's where I should go for the frog vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Frog vlog at Summit Lake.
Yeah.
I like that. Fern and Ivy are waiting for you. I'll be back in a minute, okay? Okay. Okay. This is just trying to figure out how to do my thing in a small shared living space. I'm doing my best. Where was I? Okay, so my friend Julie, who I have never actually met in person, in real life, our relationship has been entirely online, but she's sort of local, not to BC, but to Calgary. And I think her and I connected on probably Instagram back when I was living in Alberta, I'm pretty sure. And then we just never met. And then I moved to BC and we just never met. And I've never met her on any of my trips out. She lives in Red Deer, which is actually halfway to Edmonton. I almost drove by her place once when I had Jonas, like shortly before he died. But I didn't. I made a trip to see somebody else, surprise somebody else, and didn't have enough time. So I haven't met Julie yet, but she is so friggin' incredibly sweet, so friggin' incredibly supportive. She's been a patron for friggin' ever. And I absolutely adore her. I adore our conversations. I adore every interaction that I have with her. She is just a wonderful woman and a really great internet friend for now. And I can't wait until the day that I can actually meet her. So she actually went out of her way to put together a birthday present for me. And I think she might have mentioned that something was on its way to me, like something was in the mail, but I forgot. So when I got the package, I was like, Julie sent me something. And I just wanted to share the card that she sent because I think she watches these YouTube videos. And then I just want to show you the little gift that she sent with it. So the card just has like block letters and little stickers on it, which is adorable. And what she wrote in here is really sweet. So it says, "Thank you for always being older than me," which is hilarious. And then I'll just read what she wrote inside. So she said, "Let your light shine. Brandy, happy birthday, pretty lady. I hope you have an awesome day with Jessie and the Girlie Goos. I am so proud of you for getting through the tough times this past year has challenged you with. You are easily one of the strongest, baddest bitches I know. I admire the shit out of you. I know you question yourself, but look at you, you're doing the thing and you're killing it and looking fabulous while you're at it. Love you, Julie." So super duper sweet. And it was so funny because I posted a photo of her little like gift package that she put together for me on Instagram stories and tagged her at apparently this exact same time she was watching my previous 55-minute long car vlog video situation where I was questioning a lot of the stuff that I was doing, and I was having like a few self-doubts and stuff like that, and she was like, "Bitch, this is exactly what I mean." So she ended up getting me an affirmation card deck, and it's called Listen Bitch. And I think the brand is literally called Listen Bitch. It says imported by Listen Bitch, Toronto, Ontario. listenbitch.ca. So it says Listen Bitch affirmation cards to remind you who the fuck you are. And then the back reads, "Listen, bitch, sometimes even the strongest people need some uplifting. Use these 50 affirmation cards to remind you of what you're capable of and the love that you fucking deserve. Read them slowly, repeat them out loud, and then carry on like the legend that you are." So I haven't gone through these yet. I want to make like a little kind of sacred space or sacred moment time to kind of go through them, but that's what they look like. So yeah, I don't have any feedback on what they are yet, but I can just tell by the front and the back that I'm going to absolutely love them. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of publicly acknowledge Julie and say thank you for thinking of me, for taking the time to put something together to send me for my birthday. That was really, really nice and very, very kind and very gratefully received. So thank you. The second thing I just wanted to share, because I thought it would be appropriate to share in this vlog because it's milk related, is I found this artist. I can't remember if her name is Maddie or Maggie Gordon, I think. Maggie Gordon Art or something like that. I'll definitely put her username like up on the screen here and a link in the description below. I found her art or a reel of her art or something. I can't remember, on Instagram somewhere. Someone shared it on their stories, and I went to her Etsy shop and I just ordered some of her bumper stickers. So I think she just went on maternity leave, which sucks because I actually wanted to order more. I don't think I ordered them in time before she left. She like closed down her shop temporarily. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the stickers that I got because I'm so excited about these. I had originally got these to put on my mason jar, that big tall mason jar that I take to the farm to fill up with milk from the cows that I'm milking, but they don't actually fit. So I might put it on my laptop. I'm definitely not going to put it on Jessie's car, so I'll have to wait until I get my own car. But anyway, I'll start with the smallest one. "I still drink milk." This one's my favorite. It says, "Straight from the teat." This is actually an extra one that she threw in. I didn't order this one, but it's pretty funny. It says, "Praise the lard." This one I absolutely love because I hate oat milk. This says goat milk. This one, okay, these two are actually tied with the straight from the teat in terms of being my favorite milk maiden. And then this is the one that I would definitely put on my car as a bumper sticker if it was my car. "We'll trade for a dairy cow." So I just thought that was so funny. The milk maiden / like family milk cow community, homesteading community, is bigger than I originally thought. And I don't know, I'm so happy to be like a little part of it by getting these stickers. And I have a shirt that says raw milk, and I have a hat that says make milk raw again. And there's a couple others that I want to order that are just like in my cart. I can't afford anything right now, but anyways, yeah, those were just a couple of little things that I wanted to share to sort of wrap up this vlog. There were a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about. Specifically, I wanted to keep you guys up to date with this whole farm sitting endeavor that I'm trying to put together and like piece together this year. I'm trying to book up with farm sitting jobs for the rest of 2025 that I would plan to like drive around to and travel around to preferably like longer term farm sitting jobs. Farm sitting is something that I didn't even know was a thing. I have been doing pet sitting, like domestic pet sitting for dogs and cats and stuff like that for years, but I never even really considered farm sitting until my friend Jade from Lasting Strides or Dykster Ranch asked if I could come out and like take care of her 50 plus barn animals last summer, and I just had the time of my life. Like that was the most memorable week of my entire year / like my entire life. Also down at Cedarview Acres, which was a referral from Jade to Carly, who is a friend of mine now, taking care of all of her chickens and her horses, Lena and Spoon. So after I experienced that, and then after I experienced taking care of Sugar and Munster in Kamloops, which was such a friggin' phenomenal experience as well, being up on that mountain with that much snow and like riding the ATV snowplow and keeping the wood stove fire warm, like independently on my own, like all of these things. I love it so friggin' much. So I just decided that I wanted to sort of like narrow down or niche down my sitting services, or the sitting, I don't know, just like my availability for sitting, rather than doing like pug specific sitting or dogs or like just like average domestic, like urban, suburban pet sitting jobs. I'm looking more to connect with the right clients who are farmers and farmsteaders and homesteaders and people that have rural properties and like livestock. I would love to take care of livestock, but barn animals and cows and pigs and horses and stuff like that, that's just sort of where I'm more looking to focus my time and my energy, but that's also where I'm looking to focus my learning. Like I just want to immerse myself in these environments, and these are the types of people that I want to be making connections with and that I want to be building rapport with, and just like, I don't know, building out my community and my network of people. I just want to immerse myself in the farming and homesteading community. Since I can't quite exactly have a farm per se of my own. I live on a farm with a very quaint, beautiful, picturesque red barn, and I'm so grateful for that every single day. I'm actually more grateful for that each day that passes. I think it's just so cool where I live. I'm literally looking at little chickens in the yard right now, and there's 2 horses in front of me too. But anyways, when it came to actually working and making money, I thought that was the direction that I wanted to go in. So I ended up putting together sort of a makeshift website on Substack, on Grumble Farm's Substack. So that's grumblefarm.substack.com. I used to use Substack to send out newsletters or emails, and now I'm just kind of using it as a makeshift, like free sort of website platform. And if I do have any writing or something that I feel like expressing or sharing in like the written format, then I'm going to put it there more as like of a blog post. So I'm not too concerned about the email newsletter aspect of it, but you can subscribe to it if you go to the link if you want to. But I'm not 110% focused on writing personal essays or writing newsletters or anything like that right now. I'm still kind of focused on like videos. I'm going to be doing a little bit of both, but it's just going to depend on where sort of the wind takes me each particular day. So anyway, on the Substack, there is a tab up top that says farm sitting, and I put together all of the information. I ended up taking screenshots from all of my vlogs from my farm sitting that I did last year and made this like kind of big photo collage on that page on Substack. So if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. But that's where I've been advertising the service. So so far I've gotten like one inquiry from an absolutely beautiful ranch out in rural British Columbia, I think it's in the Kootenays here, if not the Okanagan. But I've been like kind of networking around farm sitting Facebook pages and stuff like that, and just really embracing the cringe when it comes to self-promotion and trying to secure and book gigs. So that's sort of what I'm doing right now. I thought about sending some information to my designer at Hall Printing, who created Grumble Farms calendars, to make some posters and some flyers and business cards. And I was going to go and just like hand them out at feed stores and like pet stores and like farm supply stores and like places that, farmy kind of animal people might hang out. So okay, this friggin' thing keeps overheating. If I upgrade my vlogging camera, one of the features that I'll be looking for is a fan on the inside so that it doesn't actually overheat. I just like opened my door to get some cool air flowing in here. Yeah, so I thought maybe part of what I wanted to film and document and share in these YouTube vlogs or videos is just the process of doing that, like trying to promote that service and just the different jobs that I end up booking and then hopefully end up traveling to, because I am eager to work and make some money this year. I've sort of just been sitting around waiting for something to happen, or at least working really hard behind the scenes, like trying to figure out how to find the gigs that I'm looking for and how to find the work that I'm looking for, because I don't know, I'm really, really, really super eager to work, especially now that the winter is over. So that's what I'm trying to pull together. And I thought I could just share that process with you guys, because that's, sort of what I've been focusing on aside from like the milking stuff here, which I don't get paid for. I wish I did. If that was a paid position and I could just do that as a job, that would be my literal dream. But I'm in an interesting situation out here in the Kootenays with one vehicle, just living out here rurally in a tiny little village, having lost CPP disability benefits and figuring out what to do while like trying to survive on $900 a month. It's insane. It's insane. So I'm scrambling. I'm making vlogs. I'm possibly doing some writing on Substack. I'm so thankful for my patrons. And I'm trying to find work. So that's sort of where I'm at. But I am going to wrap up this vlog here because I'm going to get another heat warning. Thank you so much for watching. I literally have no idea how long this vlog is going to turn out. I'm going to edit it this evening. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'll see you really soon. I'm going to do this more often. I'll try and do some shorter ones. Maybe I'll do some longer ones. I don't know, but you'll see me in my car pretty soon. Bye, you guys.